welcome back. Hope everybody's doing fine. We're going to be talking about 7.62 by 39 caliber in an AR platform. So, short barrel. Here it is. So if you've got a short barrel on your 7.62 by 39 caliber in an AR platform, you're going to be running into all types of issues if you've purchased your upper separate from your lower. Main cause I've noticed, and I've done some research on this, as you'll see, the port. The port is too small. You've bought it separate. The port is going to be a standard size and it's going to be small. In many cases, your gas system, it's not gonna like that small port. You may have to take it to a gunsmith and that thing expanded. I think the biggest you can go on these commonly is 1/8. So, and I've ran this one in particular at 1/8. So, and it ran beautifully. Another thing to think about is not only your gas port here, but also your buffer weight. You may want to buy an aluminum set of weights. As long as there's no leaks or obstructions in your system at all for your gas system in your AR platform, you're looking at three main things. Three things are going to cause this issue of short stroking. And what I mean by short stroking is you fire your weapon, your firearm, and the bolt carrier group is not going back far enough to either eject your round or to chamber another round. It will more than likely not be able to chamber another round. It will look something like this. The action will go back about that far, not all the way. It may eject your round. By the way, there's nothing in here. It's completely safe. There's no, I know some people are sticklers, but it won't go back all the way. And sometimes it will eject that round, but it will not in many cases chamber another round. And so you will find yourself firing your rifle. You will see an ejection of your spent case. And more than likely, if it's short stroking, it's going to be undergassed. And so you will see a 5 o'clock pattern. And what I mean by 5 o'clock is it will eject, and it will eject at an angle that is to your right and backward. A really good rate of fire, or ejection pattern, I should say, will be anywhere from 3 o'clock to 4:30-ish. If you're looking at 3 o'clock, directly out of the side to a little bit back, is what I mean, you're good. But if you're noticing that pattern is about 5 o'clock and beyond, that's a short stroking issue. And it may be your gas system. Again, it may be an obstruction or a leak, or you may be looking at three things here. So the one is your gas port. If it is too small, if you've bought an upper that is separate or different from your lower, if you've bought them individually, they're not going to be tested. More than likely they're not going to be tested, test fired, because you can't test fire an upper by itself. I guess you could, but that would take a lot of skill. So it's not going to be tested. They're primarily going to manufacture the barrel to have a smaller port. That's how it is. And then you can make adjustments, I think, is the idea. If you do buy a complete upper and lower together, and it's just a complete firearm, they will test that. Reputable companies will test fire the firearm to make sure it's operating properly, cycling properly, and you shouldn't have an issue there. You shouldn't. and if you do, you can send it back. Now you may buy an upper in chambered in 7.62 by 39, and it may not cycle and run properly with your lower, and then you may be tempted to send it back. Now you can send it back, and they'll probably send you another one that does the same thing, and you send it back, and they'll say, no, everything's fine, and you may get it again and have no idea what's going on. So here's the three things. So the one, again, is the port. The port may not be big enough. The next is going to be your buffer, again, weight, and your buffer spring tension. Right to Bear sells a great lightweight spring, and it's the one with the yellow tip, or the one with the yellow coils there on the end. And KAK, K-A-K, sells great aluminum weights, light weights for that buffer. This may be a fix all on its own. You may not need to take your barrel to a professional gunsmith to have that looked at. That all on its own may relieve a lot of the tension that is keeping your firearm from cycling. It may eject, again, your round, and it may have a strange ejection pattern, but as long as it is pushing that next round into chamber and cycling, then that may be a fix for you. You may not have to deal with the port at all. So there are two things to look for, and two paths really to operate under, if you so choose. Now the third thing can be an issue. It more than likely will not be the issue, because quality magazines will have, I think is called an anti-tilt follower. So with magazines, if they, and don't worry, everyone, this is not a 30-round magazine, obviously. So quality magazines will have that anti-tilt follower. And what I mean by that is when you push this in and it has a follower that tilts, it will cause that round to point and either nosedive into the chamber or just do all kinds of weird stuff. It would cause the round to, when that bolt comes in to push that into chamber, it might push it upward or down, or it just might be at a strange angle, and that may cause cycling issues. And again, particularly with your 7.62 by 39 round in that short barrel. Those are the three. So I would start with your magazine. Make sure that is an anti-tilt. It has an anti-tilt follower in that. If it does, you should be in good standing there. Many 5.56 and 2.23 magazines will accept 7.62 by 39 rounds as well. You just try to leave 2 or 3, and again with the 10-round magazine. And if this was a 5.56, this is 7.62 by 39 magazine. It's meant for for the platform. But if this was a 5.56 magazine, I could put maybe 7 in here. I may be able to pack this one full because it doesn't bend at all. You see what I'm saying? Commonly with the AK round, 7.62 by 39, you're going to have that banana clip, right? So it's going to bend. This doesn't bend. I may be able to pack this full. But as long as it's got that anti-tilt, yeah, you're good to go with that. If it is jamming, you may have a separate issue altogether. It may be feed ramps, and I've not had that issue. It's commonly this short stroke issue. Some of you are looking at this video and thinking to yourself, yeah, but that is a 16-inch barrel. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I had this converted, again, by a professional, and I got this dialed in so that it would comply with federal law coming down the line. I'm actually glad I did that because it operates very well now. and without any major issues. I didn't have to do really anything to it. So look for those things, those three things first. If it's still causing a bunch of issues, I would look for really any gas leaks at all or gas obstructions. If anything's blocking the tube, the port, that could cause issues as well. It could simulate a short stroking issue. O-rings in the bolt carrier group. If you know how to test the bolt carrier group to see if the O-rings are worn out, do that. Figure out what's going on. There's tons of videos out there that'll show you how to do that. You can test your bolt carrier group and bolt. And the key as well, to see if there's any leaks within the key itself where the key meets the bolt carrier group. Sometimes it's just an ammo issue. There's plenty of testimonies where people are talking about, wow, all I had to do was switch to brass ammo and not use the steel stuff. And it was just enough there to where it gave just enough compression to where now it's cycling. That did not work for me. It was a bigger issue for me. Again, it could be faulty feed ramps. Those feed ramps, especially if you buy an upper separate, feed ramps could be, they could put any type of feed ramp they want in there. And it may not be the one that's going to work for that round. That usually isn't an issue anymore, especially with reputable companies. They're going to put the right one in there, the one that's going to cycle and feed that round into the chamber. But I've seen plenty of videos where they're, having to do all kinds of things to make it work because of the feed ramps. And commonly, if that's the issue, it's going to look a lot different than just short stroking and not cycling properly. It's going to jam up in there. You're going to get a cartridge on top of a cartridge. It's just going to look ugly. Here's another one I almost missed. The fourth thing. So if you're having cycling issues and then the round isn't going off, it's not firing, it may be a firing pin. And Bear Creek Arsenal, they actually have an enhanced firing pin. And that's great. A lot of companies sell enhanced firing pins, and that may be it. It's not striking the primer, and now you're having cycling issues. Or there may be light primer strikes as well. It may be striking that primer, but it just not as much as it needs to fire that round. Some people will tell you to clip the last 3 or 4 coils on your spring. Do not do that. Please do not do that. That is not good for your system. That could cause all kinds of issues on top of the malfunctions that you're going through. Don't do that. Okay, that's about all I have to say. So if y'all are running into the same issue, let me know. Let me know what you did to fix the issue, and please leave it in the comments. Subscribe to this channel. That's gonna get y'all more videos like this. If you're frustrated because your firearm is not working properly, there will be more of these to come. And I hope all is well with you and that this video helped in some way. Do what's right and stay safe.